welcome to my channel again. Today the topic is land resources. Land is a very important resource because all other resources depends upon the land, and it's a vital resource also, or it is used for the different purposes. For example, it supports the natural vegetation on the land, wildlife on the land, human life on the land, and all economic activities are also on the land. It means all the basic necessities we are getting fulfilled from the land. Therefore, it is considered one of the most important land. But one problem with the land resource is that it is limited. It cannot be increased as much as you want. It's not made of rubber. You can fetch it as much as you want. It's not a balloon. You can fill it up to the brim. It's not possible. It's a limited resource. It cannot be increased. That's why, but the pressure on the land is increasing. This is the only problem we are facing. But as far as the land is concerned, in India, land is having different landforms. For example, there are mountains also, there are plateaus also, there are islands also. So different land features are there on the land. Each landform is used in a different way. About 43% of the land is plain, which provide agriculture, and mountains 30%, which is the storehouse of the glaciers and for the tanking for the water resources, and then 27% is area of the country is in the plateau region. It is for the mineral. So this is what, but the land utilization in India, for what purposes we are using in land? The first purpose is forest. The land is under forest, and the land which is not available for agriculture, that is the wasteland, land put to non-agricultural activities, that is roads and the factories and the buildings. This is the second. Other uncultivated land where the agriculture is not possible, that is the permanent pastures, which cannot be used for the agriculture purpose. Pasture means grazing lands which are open for the grazing for the animals and the others. Grassy lands, land under miscellaneous trees grows is also not used for the agriculture. And cultivable wasteland. The cultivable wasteland, what is cultivable wasteland? Which is cultivable but it is not cultivated. It is called fallow land. That is also. Now see, what is fallow land? The land which is left free for 2 or 3 years to get fertility, to restore the fertility, that is called fallow land. Or apart from the fallow land, now the fallow land, but the pressure on the fallow land is increasing nowadays. It is decreasing. That is why it is decreasing, that I will tell. But one thing more is, you have to know what is the net sown area. As far as the net sown area is, what do you mean by the net sown area? Net sown area is the area which is cultivated area. In a year, it is called the net sown area, or net sown area. Again, net sown area, the area under cultivation for a regularly, that is called the net sown area. But what is the cropped area? Now the cropped area where more than one crops are grown in a year, that is considered the total cropped area. Now the difference is net sown area and the great cropped area, gross cropped area. Net sown area, cultivation done once in a year. Net crops, that is called net area, net cultivated area. As far as the gross cropped area means, where the cultivation is done more than one times, 2 or 3 times, that is called cropped area, gross cropped area. So this is the difference between net sown area and gross cropped area. Now in India, how we are utilizing our land resources? It's very simple. The total area in India is under use, that is 3.28 million square kilometers is the total area which we are using. Now 93% the survey is available of the total geographical area, 7% is unestimated. So now that is in the Assam and other forest areas. Huh. The problem with the land resources is the land under permanent pastures has been decreasing. Now 4 or 5% land under pastures, but the problem is this: the pasture land is decreasing. Now see, the pasture lands, the problem is this: in India, the highest number of the cattle in the world, but we are sporting that highest number of the cattle of the world in the minimum pasture lands which are available with us. This is the burden on the pastures. Another, there is encroachment of the pasture land also. Third problem is this: pasture land is being decreased because on the pressure on the pasture land is also increasing. और क्योंकि cultivable land we are increasing, we are changing our pasture land into cultivable lands. That is why the pressure on the pasture land is decreasing. Now, this is the main problem with the pasture land. Or the pattern of the net sown area also growing. Net sown area is different from one state to another state. It is over 80% of the total area in Punjab and Haryana that is under cultivation, net sown area. But net sown area varies from state to state according to climatic conditions and according to the soil conditions and the land conditions. This is net sown area. Now the other problem, the land under the forest. Now this is also a problem. Land under the forest itself is a resource which depends upon the land resource. As far as the forest is concerned, the minimum requirement of the forest is for the ecological balance of the land, minimum 40% forests are required. 40% forests are required, which is the balance for the ecological balance, ecosystem of the forest, ecosystem of the land, ecosystem of the economy of the country. At least the 40% forest is required. Now, for the problem as far as the India is concerned, forest is not 40%. It is decreasing to 22%. That is it means the forest is below danger line in India, below ecosystem. That has to be protected. For this purpose, 1952 National Forest Policy has been adopted to increase the forest cover on the land, because the forest is considered natural skin of the land, which is protection cover of the land. If this is disturbed, the land will be disturbed. Now it is decided to increase the forest cover. As far as the India is concerned, for this purpose, in 1952, National Forest Policy has been adopted to improve the forest cover. But as far as the forest cover is concerned, it is also different from state to state. Some states having the natural forest up to 74%, 75%, but the minimum forest cover in Haryana and Punjab, that is 3 to 4% only. Now, that is the only problem. Part of the land is termed as a wasteland. Wow, what is the wasteland? As far as the wasteland is concerned, wasteland includes rock, arid areas, and the other parts of the land which is not used for the non-agricultural activity, which is used for the non-agricultural activities, that is considered the wasteland. Now the pressure on the wasteland is also there. Wasteland is increasing. That's the problem. Or now see, This is the problem with the land, and we have to get the maximum return from the limited land to carry on our ecosystem, to carry on the ecosystem of the country, to carry on the economic development of the country. In Earth Summit, it was decided in 1920, when all the delegates of the 100 countries are represented over there, they have decided to save the earth. To save the earth means to save the earth cover for all other resources purpose. One best thing which was said by our former प्राइम मिनिस्टर, हमारे फॉर्मर प्राइम मिनिस्टर ने जब अपना लेक्चर दिया अर्थ समिट के ऊपर, तो उसके लास्ट वर्ड रिगुवेट से लिए गए थे और उन्होंने बहुत बढ़िया बात कही और उन्होंने ये कहा कि पृथ्वी जो इतनी हमें साधन देती है, संसाधन देती है, इतने और इन्हीं पर हम डिपेंड करते हैं और इन्हीं पर हम निर्भर करते हैं। पृथ्वी ही हमारी देखभाल कर रही है और सारे साधनों से संपन्न है और सारे साधनों के लिए हम पृथ्वी से ऋणी हैं। लेकिन हम एक दुस्साहस करते हैं कि इस पृथ्वी को अपने पांवों से छूते हैं, इस पृथ्वी को अपने पांवों से छूते हैं। जब ये शब्द बोले गए ऋग्वेद से, तो सारे डेलीगेट्स ने खड़े होकर 10 मिनट तक तालियां बजाई कि पृथ्वी हमारे लिए इतनी साधन संपन्न है जिसकी हम किसी प्रकार से रक्षा करने की कोशिश नहीं कर रहे। तो पृथ्वी को बचाना है तो सारी साधन संपदा को बचाना है। टू सेव द अर्थ, टू सेव द रिसोर्सेज, to save the resources, save the nature, to save the resources means to save the ecosystem, to save the ecosystem means to save the economic development. Now the problem with the land is, there is the major problem, the land degradation. Land degradation, what is land degradation? Degradation meaning, I am telling every time, the quality and the quantity of the land is becoming less and less. Fertility is decreasing, use is decreasing, quality is coming low, quantity is coming low. That is considered the land degradation, and this is the major land degradation of the land. And now see why the land degradation is there, why the quality of the land is becoming low and low, why the quantity is also becoming low and low. It is because of some human activities. Human activities also, cutting of the forest is the human activities, agriculture is the human activities, overgrazing is the human activities, mining is human activities, understand, quarrying is the human activities, which is decreasing the quality of the land. Means even the fertility of the land is also becoming. Water table of the land is going down and down. Quality of the land is going down and down. What benefits the land was giving before, it is not giving now. We have to maintain it. And these are the human activities which are responsible for the degradation of the land resources. And the activities, human activities, first I have told you mining. Mining is increasing after excavation work is complete, leaving deep channels, deep scares on the land, turning land into the bad land, barren land. It means the quality of the land has gone. That is the one, mining. And the cutting of the forest, increasing more erosion. And that also depends upon the quality of the land goes down. And other activities, agriculture, over irrigation is the another activity which is making land infertile also, which is making land alkaline also. So this is activities which are decreasing degradation for the land, degradation of the land. Now see, if the degradation will continue, we have to stop it, we have to reduce it. We have to, for this purpose, the methods are being adopted, that is called the conservation of the land. Conservation, the word is coming again and again. The conservation means to save the land from the further degradation is called conservation. To utilize the land for a long time, to get the land benefits for a longer time, we have to, conservation means to save the earth. Conservation means to save the earth for the future generation, to utilize it. That is called conservation. But what method we are adopting? for as far as the conservation is concerned. This is what मैंने बताया, it's essential to conserve it because we cannot increase the land, but we can increase the quality of land. And as far as the quality of the land is concerned, so for this purpose, we have to adopt some conservation methods. Huh. For example, we have to stop as far as the deforestation is concerned. We had to adopt afforestation. Afforestation means to plant more and more forest. The forest will provide us a double cover. Double cover in the sense it will protect the soil, the cover of the land also, and it will make the soil solid also. It will be not removed by the wind and water. It will reduce the soil erosion. It will protect the soil also, it will protect the land also. The first method has been adopted. As far as that method is afforestation, this is the best method for conservation. The next, to reduce the, as far as it is considered, overgrazing. Overgrazing makes the land loose and the soil loose, more adaptable for to the soil erosion. That's the problem. So afforestation first, soil erosion is the second. Sorry, soil erosion को stop करने के लिए जो दूसरा मेथड मैंने बताया है, to stop the overgrazing. Contour ploughing on the mountain areas. माउंटेन एरियाज में कंटूर प्लफिंग इसलिए होती है, पहले तो ये देखना है कि कंटूर प्लफिंग क्या होती है. प्लफिंग जो हम करते हैं माउंटेन्स पर, पहले कंटूर प्लफिंग होती क्या है. कंटूर प्लफिंग का मतलब ये होता है, यू हैव टू प्लफ राउंड शेप इन अ सर्कुलर शेप ऑन द माउंटेन एरिया. दैट इज कॉल्ड कंटूर प्लफिंग. इट विल रिड्यूस द स्पीड ऑफ वाटर, it will reduce the speed of wind, and it will reduce the erosion also, and it will protect the soil also, it will protect the land also. That is contour ploughing. Next is the terrace farming. Terrace farming on the mountain areas, that is also the conservation of the land. Terrace farming in the mountain areas. In mountains you might have seen terrace farming, जिसको सीढ़ीदार खेती कहते हैं, step farming. One step, cut second step, third step, it will also reduce of the speed of the water and the speed of wind, and it will reduce the soil erosion. Or this is some protection forest is also, I have so many times told कि creeping deserts जो है बढ़ते आ रही हैं, उन deserts को रोकने के लिए there is a shelter plantation has been done. 100 kilometer long plantation has been done to stop the speed of the desert which are moving ahead. That is also to protect the land also, to protect the soil also, and that is the steps to stop degradation. So steps are given: plants, one, control overgrazing, stabilization of the land dunes. Land dunes को रोकना, मैंने कई बार बताया है, land dunes are shifting, आगे की ओर आ रही हैं, इतने आगे बढ़ते जा रहे हैं, उन्हें भी स्टॉप करना है. दे कैन बी स्टॉप्ड बाय द शेल्टर प्लांटेशन. दीज आर सम मेथड्स. और नेक्स्ट ये है टू मेक द वाटर प्योर आल्सो. द वाटर इज बिकमिंग डिग्रेडेड इवन बिकॉज ऑफ इंडस्ट्रियल इन्फ्लुएंस, एंड दैट वाटर व्हेन इट इरिगेट, जब ये वाटर इरिगेट करता है तो ये भी एक प्रकार का अल्कलाइन लैंड को बना देता है, साल्टी कवर जमा कर देता है, और लैंड की फर्टिलिटी कम हो जाती है. तो दैट इज द स्टेप्स विच आर टेकन फॉर द कंजर्वेशन ऑफ द लैंड. दिस इज हाउ अबाउट द लैंड रिसोर्स.